All right, sorry guys. This is kind of like an emergency video. Midway through, I didn't necessarily see this because I was at work yesterday, but apparently Star Wars has got a new trilogy deal with Simon Kinberg, and he's gonna write and produce a whole new trilogy. So I think I made a video about this months ago actually, because might be the Rey movie. But anyway, let's get into this article. Exclusive Lucasfilm has closed a deal with Simon Kinberg to develop a trilogy of Star Wars films. Kinberg will write the trio and produce them with Lucasfilm chief Kathleen Kennedy. Oh Lord, have mercy. She's gonna have her hands all over this. I heard this will compromise episodes 10 through 12 of the Skywalker saga. Wait, oh my gosh, they're playing into it. They're playing into it more. I don't know if Disney's actually noticed this, but all the Skywalkers are dead. Rey is not a Skywalker. I don't care what they try to say. Honestly, one of the dumbest things that came out of the sequels. I've made countless videos in the past talking about my thoughts and opinions towards Rey naming herself Skywalker. I honestly think it was dumb. I think it was one of the dumbest parts of the entire sequels, and it missed out on an entire plot point that they could have used going forward. As we all know, Rey is a Palpatine, so I honestly think that she should have stuck to the name Palpatine. And a plot point that they missed out on is that she could have been in the entire sequels after this when she's building her own Jedi Order. She could have stuck to the name Palpatine. I mean, I've talked about this before in my canon sequel Characters Be Redeemed series, but I'm going to talk about it right here really fast. So she should have stuck to that name just so she can redeem it. I think that would have been really awesome to see. I think that would have been created a very awesome plot point to have going forward. People not trusting Rey, and she has to earn their trust and push through that whole barrier of being a Palpatine. That would have been really awesome to see. I mean, personally, to me, I think that would have been really awesome to see, but we got what we got. Disney went with making her the adopted Skywalker, I guess, which really doesn't make any sense to me. The only other person that could have the Skywalker's name is Kylo Ren, and as we all know, he is dead too. Literally all the Skywalkers are currently dead. And honestly, the only way it would make sense for another Skywalker to be in the galaxy outside of Kylo Ren is if Mara Jade Skywalker's run. As you guys don't know who that is, she was a Legends character. She was basically Luke Skywalker's wife. And yes, they did have a kid together, and that kid was named Ben Skywalker. So unless Mara Jade and Ben Skywalker both come out of Legends and walk onto the screen and walk through those doors and say, hey, look, the Skywalker family's lineage is still here, then I don't necessarily see how you could have Skywalkers in this movie. They had to be referring to Rey. But anyway, the rest of the article is pretty much talking about Simon Kinberg and who he is. I mean, he's worked on a couple good movies. He's never really been a true producer, and I know he helped on Rebels. So I mean, he's honestly not horrible. There could be way worse. But on top of that, the one thing about this article that really got me was working with Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, why is she still meddling around that? It doesn't really make any sense. Why is she still meddling around and touching Star Wars story from a narrative standpoint? She doesn't know what she's doing, man. And honestly, it's not Simon Kinberg. I know a lot of people are talking crap on Simon Kinberg because he does have a bit of an inconsistent producing history, but I just have a feeling this is just going to be another set of Kathleen Kennedy movies where she meddles with it most of the time. Kinberg and the rest of them are not going to have that much of a say unless Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau themselves step in. I honestly just hope that she doesn't ruin it. I mean, I understand that this is her character. Rey is her character technically. But depending on which way they go with these three movies, it actually could be a nice redemption story for Rey. And overall, a nice redemption story for Daisy Ridley herself. I mean, obviously, she's part of Star Wars now for forever, and we're going to have to deal with Rey for forever. So honestly, I hope that these next movies aren't bad, but it's just the optics aren't looking great right now. And I really don't need to go through Disney's history as of late and just overall Disney Star Wars history in general. It's just not very good whatsoever outside of a few outliers. As for me, am I excited for these next three Rey movies or pretty much just next trilogy of Star Wars episodes 10 through 12? Personally, I'm not very excited for it. I mean, I could really care less, but overall, I really do hope that they're good movies for Daisy Ridley's sake and the other actors who are part of its sake. And I can go in plethora and talk about Kathleen Kennedy, but I've already done that ad nauseum. I've done that a lot on this channel, and I really don't feel like getting into that right now. Honestly, I hope that Daisy Ridley, I hope Simon Kinberg, I hope everybody can, prove me wrong. Honestly, just for the actor's sake, for Daisy Ridley's sake, for all those guys' sake. But anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts towards the next trilogy of Star Wars movies? May the Force be with you, and as always, have a great rest of your day.